What's up, everybody? It's Aaron from the Best Family Homestead. Behind me I have Rescue Tomato and Rescue Potato. Now, for those of you that might not know what I'm talking about, I'm going to do a recap right now to show you what I'm talking about. And then we're going to continue with the rest of the update. Aiden! Coming! Right there. Do you know anything about this?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
So why don't you explain what that is?
Well, it's a potato, and it was growing over in the corner of the room on the floor, so I saved it.
You saved it. Why did you save that potato?
Because it was on the floor and it was lonely.
Why did you put it in with a tomato plant?
Because the tomato looked lonely.
You can see it runs in the family, everyone. But I'm pretty sure I said something about not putting it in with a tomato plant.
I don't remember that.
Oh, no?
No.
Okay. So what we're going to do, because what the problem is potato, one, the potato won't do very well because it's going to make a lot of other potatoes and it'll start to choke out the tomato. So we're going to get some good sandy soil from the old bird farm and a 5-gallon bucket and rescue the rescue tomato from the rescue potato. We've been out here working on this old aviary that I'm fixing. It's the bigger dog kennels. And now mind you, it's middle of December and I found this volunteer tomato plant growing kind of random. Well, it's not random. We used to have a garden not far from here, but kind of interesting that it came back up again. So what we're going to do is we are going to take this thing and let me get this camera where we're going to take this thing and dig it up. All right, there we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this this little tomato that shouldn't really be growing out this cold by itself. I don't think I rescue everything else. So this is Rescue Tomato and Rescue Potato. As you can see, they have gotten huge. And I was very worried that my pollination and all wasn't working, but with temperatures fluctuating, they're not getting as much light as they should. You know, I didn't think they were going to produce any fruit. However, look right there, tomato. And our potato, we've got flowers. So what we're going to do now is go make Rescue Potato and Rescue Tomato a nice place to live outside. Not the risk of frost here in Georgia has passed. And see what they can do outside with some good sunlight. I think it's going to be pretty cool. All right, so we're going to get Rescue Tomato outside. This could be difficult because she is really big and really tall. And I really don't want to hurt it. All right, open the door. Now, I don't want the chickens pecking at the fruit, which they might do, or the cats breaking it. So I'm going to take it over here next underneath the well house where I can tie it up. And at least it'll be out of the chicken's way. And if I tie it up good enough, the cat shouldn't be able to mess it up too awful bad either. All right, so there's Rescue Tomato.
Do you have any pretty flowers?
Uh-oh, I didn't knock the tomato off, did I? Oh, no, our tomato's still good. Our one tomato still there. All right, we're gonna go back in and get Rescue Potato, and then we'll be right back. All right, so I've got Rescue Tomato and Rescue Potato out here, just so you can see how big they both are. Rescue Potato's tomato's 4 foot tall. Rescue Potato is not far behind. So I've been meaning to get a lot of this mess cleaned up anyway for a little while. So we're going to clean this up real quick, make them a nice place to live, tie them up, and then we will check back when we start getting some ripe tomatoes. All right, so that looks better. Been running behind on getting some trash picked up. Time to start weeding again. I hate weed eating. I was going to today, but I couldn't find my weed eater string. So I'm gonna go get some new weed eater string. Finish getting all the rocks and all here around the well picked up. I don't know how the rocks move, but they do. I haven't picked them up and moved them. So now we are going to simply move especially our tomato, just back here. Oh, look what I found. All right, so I was wrong. There are 2 more baby tomatoes. Oh, there's 3. All right, so I haven't done as bad at pollinating them as I thought. Now I'm gonna leave those just over on the ground. With them being on the rocks, they're gonna be fine and be able to mature there. And then I'm gonna take and tie up our tomato plant a little bit better here. Now I'm just using yarn. I don't like using wire or anything really small string that can cut a tomato plant. What reason I have nice big wide zip ties on it. So I'm just going to use some yarn. It's biodegradable, and so if it does get left, out after when I move the tomato plant after it dies, it's going to be okay. Now if you watch right here, what I'm going to do, because this is a really tall branch, it probably should have been trimmed back a while ago. And seeing how there's blooms and stuff there, it could bend even further. So I'm going to use this one piece of string here. No, I'm not. I'm going to get another piece of yarn. Alright, I'm going to just tie this on back up here, and I'm going to have to keep doing this. I'm going to have to keep tying this one up as it grows up, and then I'm sure as some of these start to grow out a little bit more, I'll have to grow them or tie them up. So that one's looking really good. We got like 5 or 6 little tomatoes, which I'm not going to complain about in middle of March. We're way ahead of the power curve here. Now, a potato normally wouldn't get this tall, but being inside, it just wasn't getting the amount of sunlight it needed. So I'm not going to even try and move anything that could possibly break it. It's already looking pretty good. I'm just going to tie this stalk up right here, and hopefully with getting good sun now, it will really start to flower, because my potatoes are going to be down in the bucket. Man, I'll tell you what, these things are crazy. I've got to hang my well bucket back up here in a second. Here are some little flower containers that were used for something. Now, one of the hard parts with tomatoes being grown in a container is tomatoes take so much water. You can see how those leaves are curled around and wilted a little bit. I'm going to have to water this thing probably at least once a day. At least once a day, now that it's starting to produce fruit. Tomatoes take a whole lot of water. But the sun comes up right back there, so they're going to get good sun up until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which is perfect, because then when the sun gets the hottest, it'll be back behind the shade like it is right now. And then it might get a little bit more afternoon sun, like you can see the sun hitting the potato right there. So guys, well, you can see here at the Best Family Homestead, we don't just rescue animals, we rescue plants as well. And these plants seem to be pretty happy that they've been rescued, as they are producing some fruit. And now that they're out here where the insects can get to the flowers, because that tomato plant is going to continue to flower until it gets too hot, it should produce a whole lot of tomatoes. And being that this is a rescue, I have no clue what kind of tomato this is. So that will be another mystery we will uncover sometime in the next, I don't know, probably month and a half. Well, I hope you guys like this channel, liked having a little bit of rescue plants. Before I leave, I'm going to do one more thing to make this whole picture look complete. And that looks better. I got my bucket there. And it's time to get the Carpenter Breeze traps out. Alright guys, well, I'll keep you updated. And let you know how things go with the rescue potato and rescue tomato.